everybody, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Greg. I hope everybody is having a really good day, and I hope you're all doing very well. Today's video, I'd like to jump right into foil covers. Probably wondering what the heck a foil cover is. I've seen them a million times, but what are they? Well, they're just the same as a regular comic book, except the covers are a little thicker, and it's a cardstock cover, and it has a very thin layer of metallic foil stamped on the top of the cardstock. So that is what a foil cover is, and we'll just get into a few of them that I have in my short boxes. So we'll just have to go dig them out and grab them, and we'll check them out. So let's just go do that. Comic books that are in my various collection that I've been working on. This box here is it's a work of progress, so a lot of books in here are finished. This box is books that I'm working on. Just go ahead and find a couple of foil covers. So here we have a Frank Miller Daredevil. This is an embossed cover, so definitely a foil there. Got a #1 X-Men 2099. Those 2099s are usually foil covers, so we'll just grab that one there. Oh, we got another Punisher 2099, first appearance of Kron Stone, Venom 2099. That's definitely a foil cover. We'll throw that in there. Yes, of course, the classic Venom. The classic Venom Lethal Protector. This book I completed, so we'll just look at the completed book of what I'm looking for in a foil. So, all right, we got four foils. I think that's good enough. All the comic books out there, I think I really enjoy foil covers the most. They're the ones that catch my eye. There's a lot of things about foil covers. If there's any tiny little creases or spine ticks or corner damage, the book looks like crap, and I wouldn't keep a foil cover that was damaged. That's my personal opinion. So a foil cover really needs to look in that 9/8 grade level for a super eye-appealing foil cover comic book. Anything less than a 9/6, 9/8 grade just really wouldn't look appealing at all. So I got four really nice foil covers here. One embossed cover. I think that's more than enough to show what a foil cover is, and what we can do with the foil cover to make it into that higher grade level so that it looks really appealing. Let's say you're going to send it into CGC. You don't want to send an 8.0, 8.5 foil cover to CGC because it just won't look good, and it'll get that low grade, that 8.0 grade in a foil cover. That's probably not something you'd want. So if you were sending to CGC, you'd want to make sure your foil cover is at the best peak and level the comic book can be. All right, so you're gonna need to know what tools I use. All right, so first of all, I am gonna use a steamer. This is just a regular steamer I bought at Walmart. I didn't pay very much money for it. Some various hand tools. These little picks right here, you can probably get at your local hardware shop. They're just various picks with different types of angles. Of course, you got to be very careful using these with your comic book because they have sharp edges and they'll just slice right through your covers, right through your pages. So when using these, you need to be very careful and somewhat experienced. So there's those. I have a magnifying glass. I have my special tool I've talked about in my earlier videos. Just go ahead and watch those. And of course you got your cleaning supplies, which is your eraser, your white eraser, your pickup eraser. It's kind of like a gum. It won't damage the color. So those are just your various cleaning tools. A set of gloves, if that's your thing. Make sure your hands are washed and clean before touching the comic book, or use a set of gloves, and make sure your hands are dry. I like to grab a little paintbrush for any dust and particulars that get on the comic book. Brush it away without using your hand. And if needed, we do have a small flat iron, so these are very handy. So if needed, you will need that, and of course you'll need a light, so make sure you have a light. And the last thing, the tools you'll need a press. There's many types of presses out there. I have a swivel press. I paid not much money for it. I think about $200 Canadian. So if you want an expensive press, go ahead and get one. I think all presses pretty much work the same if you know how to use them. They all heat up fairly the same. You just got to make sure that the temperature gauge is accurate and correct, and nothing on the surface of the metal where it's heating up is jagged and going to press your book funny. Those two things, that's all you need to really watch for, and make sure that it's got even pressure. So normal presses just usually do the trick. So here we have a finished copy that presents well. This is a foil cover, Venom Lethal Protector #1. And this is kind of the stage we'd like to get it in. So I'm just gonna take this book out of the bag here. Okay, so here's the book. Very nice copy. I got this book to begin with as a pretty nice copy. It had a few non-color breaking spine creases. The page was sort of creased upwards all along here, so I had flattened it out. It looks really good now, and you don't really see any more creases. The back is not 100%. There's still a little crunch that I guess I could still work on. It's right there. And where the staples are on the cardstock, I could still flatten those out a little bit. So you're never really done with the comic book, but you want to get it to a presentable level. I cleaned it, obviously. I really worked on the white there. You can see his eyes. Clean that. You can see all the white has been cleaned, taken care of. This comic book went very well. Overall, I'm really happy with it. So maybe we can make our next one just like this. Alright, so we got 3 candidates to choose from. I'm only going to work on one of the books. So the first book on the candidate, we have a #1 newsstand, Daredevil, The Man Without Fear. This is a Frank Miller cover, and it is embossed. Embossing basically just means that the cardstock is popped out. You could feel it, and then it's got that foil. So this is a really nice book. Good book to work on, good book to show, but just doesn't have enough damage. So we'll just put that one on the side. All right, next up we have Punisher 2099. First appearance of Chrome Stone, Venom 2099. So I thought this was a really good book to show you guys as a foil cover. Just not enough damage on the book. It has a little bit of imperfection on the spine right here. We've already done spine damage, a video on spine damage. Good book, but not good enough to have a video on, so we'll just stick that book here. Lastly, we got X-Men 2099 #1. This is just a direct edition. Nothing special with the book, except that it's got a ton of damage on it, so I think that this is the candidate. Let's go ahead and open it up. Okay. So this book has a ton of damage on it. It's got damage all over the back spine. As you can see, it's got all over the back cover. It's got creasing all over the back cover. And this is a hard cover cardstock, so great book to work on here. There's a better angle of it. I know we've already done a spine tick video, but this one right here is a little tougher to do than the other ones because the other paper was a lot thinner. So the cardstock, it's going to be a good video to work with. And as you can see, there's some damage along the spine and that front cover, and you can see right here we've got some damage along the edge right here. We're gonna have to take care of. Good book to work on, and I've got a little corner that's down right here. So these are all things I want to take care of before I say that this book is finished. If I were to send this book into CGC, I don't want to send it in with a the lifted bottom there and all that damage along the spine and the corner. I don't want to send a book in like that, so we'll just take care of that. A couple of these dings are color breaking, so I'm gonna get this book ready to put into the humidity chamber. I'm going to have my pan. Just going to throw down a cloth, pieces of cardstock, a book, and another piece of cardstock on top, and then another cloth. So this is the humidity chamber I use. I've got 2 normal bowls. Okay, that can withstand boiling water. I've got approximately 1 cup of boiling water here. I'm going to even out in both bowls. Okay. Then I'm going to grab my comic book, which I've showed you how I stack it in the grate. Just going to center it like that. It's sitting about 3.5 inches high. To seal the lid just like that, and We're going to let this sit in here for approximately 4 to 5 hours, and then we can work on the book. About 4 hours inside the chamber. Comic just come out of the humidity chamber, and we'll just go ahead and take off the cardstock that was covering the comic. So here's the comic outside of the chamber. So it has that. All right, so I got the comic outside of the chamber now. Just gonna use my magnifying glass here and inspect the parts that I'm doing and see if they're color breaking or not. So I'm gonna put you through the magnifying glass as well, and we'll just take a look. So here is a quarter crease. So I really didn't want this video to turn into a spine tick video, but looks like there's a few to take care of. Spine, and then that's that bottom I talked to you about right there. It is color breaking. See how it lifts up? Looks awful. And the spine, there's that awful crease right at the spine, creates two color breaking, and then there's that third one above it. Right there. Oh, there we go. Oh, we got a little finger bend right there. Okay, so we've examined the book. We know essentially where we're going to do all the work onto. First of all, I'm going to use this gum eraser. It's just you go to anywhere where they sell art supplies, you should find it. It's called a gum eraser. And it works really well for the whites and colors, but you want to be very gentle, of course, with it. It's a lot softer than a white eraser is. So I just kind of go like this. Got the comic board for the center. I'm just going to want to put the comic backer board right in front of where the staples are, and you close the book, they're still going to be right in front there, and you kind of just want to snug that right against the staples, just like that. Then I've got some cardstock, I believe around 110 pound. I'm going to use in the front cover. Just like that. Books, when they're not being opened and closed all the time, which they shouldn't be anyways, because this cardstock, this paint ends up cracking really quick if it does get open and closed. So once it's not, it's really stiff, so it's hard to stick these cardstock right nice and snugly in there, nicely in there, right in front of that staple. Okay, I'm just going to use a gum eraser. This is what I like to use. Some people like to use the white eraser. I do like to use this too if it's if the dirt or whatever in the whites are really embedded and I can't get it out with this, then I'll try this. And then this kneadable eraser here is very, very soft and sticky, and it looks like bags like this. This is also what I use. The makeup pad in your dollar store. Just a regular pad. Make sure your hands are nice and clean so you're not taking the dirt and transferring it onto the pad. Just want to very light up and down because it's very shiny cardstock. It's prone to scratch if you're going like this. And you want to just kind of very lightly take it and just kind of go up with it. There we go. I like to flip. And that's it. That's enough. And I got a little bit of dirt. So I'm going to just use a gum eraser, just like this. You can get this anywhere that they sell art supplies. It's nice and safe on the whites and the colors, but not using it very much, just very gently on the whites to get that dirt off. That's all I do. And I'm barely even touching it. Just enough to clean those whites, get the whites whiter. Really clean as it is, but you just kind of want to get those whites improved even more. So just do the back cover the exact same way. I got that cardstock behind that cover, so it's nicely keeping my back cover secure. The page doesn't bind or come up and crease. This actually keeps this nice and tight together. So when I run the eraser just on the edge, so now there's a nice, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a white border that runs along this back cover. I want to erase that dirt off of it. So I'm going to show you how I erase the dirt. I run the eraser one way along the edge, nice and light down with one pressure. I got my thumb against the cardstock on the outside, and I got the eraser touching the cover, and I got it in one motion. Okay, so I'm not going to go like this. I'm just going to go like that, one motion to the outside. We're going upwards, right out, and you see the corner that's at the bottom. So I want to pull this to the bottom. Okay, just pulling the eraser. I'm just going to take my brush. So we have the book as clean as I'm gonna get it, because it's foil cover, it's foil cardstock. Unfortunately, you can't just clean because you'll see swirl marks, so you have to kind of just gently dust it, and that's pretty much all you can do, except if you have these whites. Then you can take the eraser to that and all this white. All right, next I'm going to just take off the cardstock on the covers, because I don't need that anymore. And I'm going to take out the backer board. So with this kneadable eraser right here, okay, this thing is, I've used this for probably about a year now straight, and it's got a lot of crap in it, I tell you, but it still works great. I'm just gonna want to roll this in a ball, nice, kind of in a I would say more of like that kind of a ball. Okay, and we're just gonna take it and gently, without using any pressure whatsoever, up and down the cover, just like that. And this is to get any excess crap off your cover. Just gently rolling the white barcode here. Going along the spine very gently. Going along the edges very gently, and then right off the corner. Okay, you'll see me roll it right off the corner just like that. And then I'll do the same right off the corner. And I'll do the same to this corner, right off the corner, never into the corner. So I'll do the same here, right off the corner. So I never want to go right in the middle and then pick it up, because what happens is you can actually lose focus and your thumb can grab the edge of the page and rip up the page, and then you got a problem. So you just want to roll that eraser right off and then pick it up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my plastic tool here. I've got my steamer already full. I'm just going to turn that on. And I've got my bucket full of tools ready to go in case I need them. So the steam will get it pliable enough for me to work some of those really nasty bends there out. I'm going to try to get these ones first. The comic. I'm not actually, it's not in direct hit. And I just want to get that so it's like this. You cannot open these books all the way because you will crack this spine cover and the paint. It's very delicate. So you just want to, you never want to open it up all the way. But you do want to get that in there a bit. So there we go. Okay, so we have the corner nicely moisturized. As you can see, the steam has already worked some of that some of that out on its own. Okay, so we're just gonna take the tool now and really gently work up and we're gonna use the round side, by the way, on this tool. So if you can find one of these, that's really cool. If not, you can probably improvise like with a, let me see, like an end of a brush or something like that. What I'm doing through the page, so if I can't get in there, I flip it around to the pointy side, and that'll get me right to the end of the spine. And then I can kind of just work those creases in an upward direction. There we go. So you can see that is much better. And once I send that through the press, it should just finish it up. If not, I'll do it again, but that's the process we're looking for. So I got the steamer full with new water, and I'm just going to go ahead and get the area on that M and that X. And there's a little finger bend down here, so I'm going to grab that. And there's a little bit that I showed you at the bottom. I'm also going to grab that all at the same time. So I'm just going to hit this whole front cover with steam. Yeah, so I just want to get it pliable. So enough I can work with it. And what I mean by pliable is that when I tool out a imperfection, it stays where I bend it. Because being nicely steamed all up to my satisfaction, I've hit the imperfections here. Here and here on the M and the X, and a couple of finger bends along the edge and the middle. Might want to use some protection to massage the area on the cover. So in this case, this is just parchment paper. And it goes and my goal is to flatten it. Still sort of see it. As you can see, nicely flattened out now. Alright, get that M there. Let's see it. So these tools right here are for really damaged creases, where I have to get right into that crease and just kind of lift it a little and just pull it. So it's not a necessity right now. We just kind of lifted that up a bit, and it looks better on the M. I'm going to do the same to the X there. Remember that was a black cover in the back, so I'm just going to actually protect it with some of that paper there. When I do this, protect it with the paper there. When I do this, get that X and the M, kind of just massage it back and forth, just like that. Get that finger bend nice and out, using that nice and round side that's not going to damage anything, doesn't have any sharp corners to it. If you see anything else, now's a good time to hit it. We'll just hit it all as we go. Okay, there we go. So if you see anything else, you can just go ahead and do that. Now the book looks like it does have to be cleaned after with some sort of a special rag, so to get that foil nice and shiny again. So I'll worry about that after the whole process is done. Right now I'm just focusing on getting these little stress lines, the little damage out, and yeah, looks like we've gotten just about everything. I don't know what this guy's doing next door. Alright, so that's good. And for the back cover, it's going to be the exact same process. This one is a lot more severe. It might take a little more times than once, but I turned my, I got the steamer going, so we're just gonna get all of those I really didn't see much in the back cover but the spine, so I just want to get all of that spine. So some of these creases are really deep. 1, 2, 3, 4. This tool right here, and it's very sharp and it's very pointy. You just want to be careful when using. You use it right through this thing. This is my parchment paper. Right, so I'm gonna need these spine creases upwards and very gently out. And I'm using this tool because it gets right inside to that back. Pulls those right inside here, right inside here, right inside here, and so on. You get the point. So I'm just carefully kneading it out, as I would say it, kneading it out. All right. And of course I'm kneading it out with the parchment paper. So So it's got a little bit of protection against that corner edge of the tool. But that corner edge of the tool gets in there really nicely. When that curls, because I've got a little it's like a cavity. All right, so tools, what I can out for now. That was just the first process of this. I might do it again. We'll see how the pressing is. Most of it's all been pulled out. See there? Now we just gotta run it through the press, right? And it's a foil cover, so it'll be a different temperature. Find that center again. This is really cool book, guys. Super cool. These 2099s are awesome. Ah, there we go. Center. Got the backer board and the behind the staples, pushing against the staples. Not very hard, but definitely not for 110 pound on the back cover. I'm going to put a piece of 110 pound paper down along with a nice fresh piece of copy paper. This copy paper is inkjet, super white. Okay. Make sure your book is nice and tight. All your pages along inside are nice and tight, and that middle backer board nice and tight. Just gonna lie that down there. This will be the first press. I've got here 2 pieces of 110 pound cardstock. No dirt on it. I will put a nice piece, fresh piece of copy paper, and then the 2 pieces down. Set the press to 155 degrees. I'm usually 160. This is a foil cover, so it just needs that 5 degrees less, in my opinion. Don't want to go too hot with it. Just going to go ahead and press that down very lightly. I loosened the dial and made sure that my sides are square. Now I'm just going to use the dial to press the book firmly. We're going to go ahead and press that for 15 minutes. Alright, so we got a finished product here. I'm hoping. I hope it's around 95% done, because I know those spine ticks were color breaking. I just hope the creases are hopefully 95% out. A little creasing here or there is not going to be that bad, as you've seen with that back cover. So let's go ahead and open that up. Press is cold. Let's let it sit in there for a couple of hours. that looks pretty good. A lot better than what it was. So. So now we got the foil, what we've been waiting for, and foil is very good. That bottom. Completely. I know that corner is never good, but it's flattened out and it's the best it can be. See the light, that corner, that bottom. Now we come up to here. And look. Totally good. Totally good, guys. I'm very impressed with the front cover here. Because there was a lot of damage right here. And it was a big crease. Alright. Really happy with that. Really happy with the comic overall. Of course, this comic was just a demonstration. So I'm going to keep this in my collection and keep it in my long box. Alright guys, well that wraps it up. Comic's done. I'm very, very happy with it. And thank you for watching all the way through. I know it could be long and boring. These processes are, but to me they're fun. Comic books are my favorite hobby. I had a lot of fun making this video. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe. It'll mean a lot to me, and I'm gonna keep pumping these videos out. I hope to at least make one video a week, whether it's an unboxing or a know-how or just a comic tip video. I want to come out with it. I think that I've got a lot of great stuff to go over in the comic and collectible world, so hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much, and we will see you next time.